Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Teamtronics channel, where we're going to tinker and learn. Today, we're going to install the Network Security Toolkit, and then we're going to play around with the Network Security Toolkit. So, without further ado, before we start, be sure to like the video, share the video with a friend, and comment below if you have any experience with the Network Security Toolkit. And without further ado, we will begin the video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Basically, we're doing the Network Security Toolkit installation, and we're also going to do a little OS tour and demo. This is going to be one that you're going to sit back and have a little popcorn, enjoy the show. All right, so we're going to be introducing the Network Security Toolkit 36, your ultimate solution to protect your network from potential threats and breaches. With its powerful arsenal of security tools, this toolkit provides unparalleled defense for your digital assets. Say goodbye to sleepless nights worrying about your digital assets. So we're going to download and install the Network Security Toolkit as a VMware appliance or whatever. And we're going to click around and look at some of the applications contained with the operating system. And we're just going to actually run some of the applications and see what it looks like. So right now I'm in my one environment and I'm preparing to download the Network Security Toolkit. Currently downloading. It's going to take a while, so I'm going to skip forward past this part and go to the next part where we actually, you know, put it into VMware as a VM machine. All right, so we're ready to install it in VMware. It's pretty simple installation, I must say. So basically, you go into the new machine wizard and you point to the ISO that I downloaded, and then you just click next to the screens, name the file as you want it, click next. I'll give it 60 gigabytes of hard drive space and store it as one virtual single disk. Click next. And then you could customize the hardware. I just wanted to look at customized hardware and see if there was anything I could do for the RAM situation. And there really wasn't much I could do for RAM. I could bump it up another 2 gigabytes or whatever, but it wasn't really worth it. It actually ran just fine. All right, so we're gonna start the boot in the live portion in the VMware. And this is what it looks like when it starts up. Pretty cool graphic, you know. And then it'll go through this process. So it takes a minute for this to go through all this uh rigmarole, the verbose screen, you know. So make sure that everything's loading properly. Okay, and then it does the start screen for a second, and then it should be coming up pretty soon. Here we are. All right, so this is the initial desktop GUI interface that you get. Pretty neat stuff. So what I'm going to do is once everything is loaded, I'm going to proceed to get to the installation part. Yeah, we'll install with the GUI. It was a really simple installation, as I stated before. And hey, while we're here, be sure to like the video if you haven't already liked the video, share the video with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And thank you. Okay, so here we are in that initial setup screen. So we're going to be setting up NST38. Welcome to NST38. Everything's English for me. So it points out the critical issues, and we're going to resolve those critical issues one by one. So we're going to enable a root account, and oops, I want to make sure that you guys don't see my password. Not that it matters. It's like you can't get to it. Okay. So I set my root password, enabled the root account, and you click done. It took a little bit of getting used to with the done button at the top as opposed to at the bottom. And then I'm just gonna install it on the disk that I have, and we're all set to go. We can proceed with the installation. I'm not gonna sit and bore you with the entire installation, but I am gonna let it run some of it so that we could see it in progress. I don't think I sped it up some, so you're gonna have to sit here and listen to me talk, or you could speed up the video and go to the point where I'm actually playing around in the system. But for me, I get to sit here and I get to talk you through the installation of the software. Um, and the installation of the software is going to take a little while. So you might want to go get a snack, or, you know, have like a quick break, go outside, take a breather when you're installing the software. But you want to get it installed, and you want to make sure that, does everything correctly. And while I'm at it, I decided to change the display a little bit. So we'll see how that works for us. So this is where I changed the display to fit my display. It's in 1080p. And it's quite nice. The resolution's quite nice. I was quite pleased with it. I couldn't complain. But it really did me no good to set this during the installation, because after the operating system was installed, I actually had to set the display settings again to my liking. So moving right along with the installation process. Um, yeah, I could have sped it up a little bit, but I really wasn't thinking when I was editing the video. But that happens sometimes. I was just more along the lines, I was working a system with getting this out and getting this content out to you. And if you're liking this content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, make sure you're notified when new content come out, and comment below if you have any experience with Network Security Tools 38, or if you like it, or if you want to just talk shop. Okay. I'm also watching other people's streams while I'm recording this video too, so that kind of helps me get through it. But I gotta stay focused on the material at hand. All right, we're ready. We're ready for a reboot. All right, so I just skipped ahead to the reboot. All right, so basically we're in the operating system. It's running off of the hard drive. I think what I want to do right away is I want to fix the display. And just make sure. Oh yeah, I gotta reboot it first. Yeah. Um. So yeah, this is the reboot process. The verbose screen. It actually booted a lot faster off of the hard drive as opposed to the medium. The medium is going from the from my my network attached device, my NAS. So it's going to go through the NAS and the network. So it ran faster when it was off the hard drive of the computer that it's on that's running the VMware program. All right, so we're going to do some initial user settings setup. Going to do user creation. So I'm going to enter my name, basically. And we'll just let that be. I'll put my weak password in. I mean, it's good. It's a good password, but it's weak. But it doesn't matter. It's just for the sake of purposes of the video. All right, and we'll get into it. And then here, I want to make sure you want to click the name. I think I thought my name, I put in the wrong login, and I thought I could fix it by clicking that there, but that didn't help. But you could change the desktop environment. I personally, it was okay with Mate, but it has Fluxbox and OpenBox as well. I'll have to try those when I get a chance. Maybe, but I couldn't figure out how to get out of that. So I put in my password thinking that was it, but it was like, no, please try again. So basically, there I clicked on my name and that worked. It was real simple like that. And it allowed me to log in. Desktop environment loads. All right. Basically, I'm going to go into the system, change the display to my liking so that we're using up the real estate of the screen. Now, you're going to have to look real closely because some of these things are hard to see. Keep the keep the desktop settings, and it looks nice. I mean, that looks nice and genuine. Uh, we can like play around with some of the applications. Some of the applications that I got to you know look at or Ether Ape. That was pretty cool. I didn't really know how to use some of these applications, and I do want to point out that some of the applications too. One of them I saw on Kali Linux as well. So that was really neat. So yeah, I didn't exactly know what I was doing with this one. So I tried a couple of things, tried to see if I could put an IP address in, see if I could find out something about it. Um, but I didn't. I, some things are like I could learn real quick, and some things are a little bit like I need to sit back and read the manual a little bit, and that's how it is sometimes. All right, so I got it to turn green, but I couldn't get the program to do anything else. But stay tuned and be sure to like the video, share the video, comment below, and let's keep this rodeo going. So I just wanted to look through all the screens real quick and see what there was. And there really wasn't nothing much for me to look at. Not in this program. But I kept trying. um, but basically I really didn't know what I was doing with this one, and I'll have to come back and explore it another time. So I wanted to read the about section, which has a little bit tidbits of information, and just kind of see what it does. And then I got to a point with it where it was like, well, maybe we could scan or cat. So this is network security tools installed on VMware. Runs nice. I don't have no hiccups. 2 gigabytes of RAM, 60 gigabytes of a hard drive was not a big deal for it. So I think that handles nicely on the system. And I think that you'll be quite pleased with it if you have a system. First of all, the hard drive that I'm running it off of is a NVMe drive. And it was one of the computers that I upgraded in the video on the channel like a while back. But I got pretty bored with that, not being able to figure that application out, and I had to move on. So we took a look at Apache JMeter, and I didn't have really anything to apply to this program. So therefore, I was like, you know what? I will try another program. And this is in the internet section of the operating system. All right, so basically, I'm trying to figure out this JMeter and what it does. Um, it's some type of scoping tool. I'll read up about it, find out more about it, and figure out how to use it myself. But I just wanted to see what tools worked and more or less, what was able to run and anything else like that. They got a nice little warning message. So maybe I needed a site to look up on it and run, but I didn't have a site to look up on it at this time. All right, so basically, we'll just see what the warnings are. And I can't exactly see them clearly from this vantage point. But these are some very handy tools to have, and to be able to have a machine and a virtual machine to be able to look at your network and make sure nothing nefarious is going on is pretty cool. And this didn't cost a thing. It didn't cost a thing to do. VMware didn't cost a thing. Uh, and you got all these wonderful tools at your disposal. You could go to I went to DistroWatch to go download it myself, which is pretty cool. So do the terminal. And I was just looking over some of the commands and seeing what it was that I could do with it. And when you run into something like this, one of the first things you want to do is you maybe want to like explore the help command, get a little bit of tidbits of information like that. I was sitting here just reading it. I was like, okay, I'm perplexed. So I figured we'd see if we could at least run part of the command, or the real basic part of the command, and just see what we get with DriftNet. And it requires administrator access. So you put in your administrator password, authenticate, and runs. I believe what this basically does is um, like pulls images from your network or something to that extent. So I don't think it's working right because I'm getting a warning that keeps repeating. So I ended up just like trying another, just going through, like right now what I'm doing is I'm just going through and trying different apps and seeing what you know what is on here, and just kind of exploring the operating system. Because the first part of the video, if you want, you could rewind it, was the installation. The installation was pretty simple. I kind of truncated the installation part to get to this part to make it such a not outrageously long video, but one that was just manageable in size. And so for this application, most of the applications you have to authenticate. This one's really cool because it has a cool visual. It kind of gives you like a map of the traffic going from different addresses on the internet. So it was pretty cool. Um, a lot of times when it comes to the internet, it's like I know my network well, except when my router switches out the IP addresses. That doesn't help me. But this is really cool because I'm just going to sit back and allow us to see that using Ether8 as a super user, you can just kind of monitor different traffic shots throughout the network, if you will. So I went and tried different modes just to see what there was that was available. And and basically it was kind of hard to see. Sorry I couldn't zoom in, but it would have been like really complicated. The first part of the video where I did a lot of zooming was a complicated operation indeed. So I'm just messing around with Ether8 and seeing what the different settings are and what I could do with them, which is pretty cool. I think it's pretty spectacular, actually, that you could see into the network in that fashion. And I also went and tried a few other tools. As you can see, it's just like, it's keeping track of, like, well, not keeping track, but it's giving you a visual indication of the traffic hits that are going around in the network. And all I'm doing right now is, like, I'm the only one here. I'm currently making this video and I'm watching other videos as well, which is pretty cool. So it's a multi-computer operation with multiple points of data being distributed throughout the network, which is really neat. So we'll just sit and watch E38 for a minute. And then I should be coming up with some more applications. Be sure to like the video on the way in. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Be sure to make sure you hit the notification bell so that when I do a video or if in the case I decide to go live or something like that for some reason, you'll be notified and you'll be able to join in. So that's very important. So we're going to try some other applications. We'll just see some of the other internet applications that I am not aware of. So we're going to go join a chat. And I go and I join this chat. And let me hold on a minute here. All right, so you got to sign up for the chat. Got to give a username. Got to put in a couple of usernames. And then it's going to do its verbose process. It's going to connect you to the chat, let you know it's complete. So they do have a chat function on this, but it's not like AOL chat or, you know, they even had a thing where it says you can't randomly be messaging the people in the chat. There was like 200 and some odd people in the chat, and nobody was saying a word, which was kind of weird. I wonder what that's about, you know? So I ran this chat just to see if anything could be said. Nothing was said, so it's a really underground thing here. All right, so we're looking for some other applications to run. We saw a big hit of traffic there, a large plume of traffic that just went there. So I wanted to go investigate, and that's cool. You could actually go and investigate large plumes of traffic, if you will, or you can investigate any part of this grid. You have one of these pop-up screens, and they'll tell you bits about the traffic, the domains, all the way down to the ISP, and all bits of data like that, which is really neat. So we'll like see what some of these other wonderful tools are. I didn't get through all of them. I mean, that would make for an exorbitantly long video if I was to say and go through all of them. I just went through a few that I thought were interesting and that we could take a look at together on the channel. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notification, and make sure that you're all up to date on everything. Because we here at Tech Teamtronics really enjoy working with you and having you as a viewer. So definitely thanks for watching and hanging in the video. If you hung in the video this long, stay till the end. All right, so we're gonna try some different applications, and we're gonna see what we have. I'm kind of learning as I go as I did this, so that that was like, one of the things I could do is I could play around with the stuff beforehand, then come make the video. That's something I might do. And you can see big hits of traffic over there. I mean, and I'm just running a nice little environment, and I'm just monitoring my network with this environment, which is really cool. And just going through the different apps and seeing what they are. Some of them require API, maybe. Uh, so I didn't. Some of them I skipped. All right, and then that's the remote desktop client that I pulled up there. I was just taking a look at that. Maybe that's something I'd play around with. But also too, if you want to see more content like this from this channel, be sure to hit the notification bell, subscribe, and all that. But comment below and tell me what you think. That's what I was saying. And I was just monitoring different parts, but that E3 was a nice piece of software. I was pretty impressed with it. All of it is great. All of it is impressive. So we're just exploring the different menus and what's on it. I mean, it's a ton of software. You have to download it for yourself. Believe me. Uh, Basically, in conclusion, network security tool is a great tool. It's a good tool to have in your arsenal. It's a simple tool. Um, it's kind of like Kali Linux in a lot of ways, and it has a lot of the same tools that you would find in Kali Linux. So it's just kind of like that flavor, but in a different package. So we're just exploring this piece of software here, just seeing what that does, and then just seeing what else we have in the package in these last few minutes of the video. But look at that chart. That chart's amazing. So just looking for what else I could find in this applications as far as network security tools is concerned. And like I said before, there's a lot of good stuff in there. I think it's worth checking out. It's definitely a very good distro. I definitely intend to play around with it some more and do some more in-depth stuff. If I come up with something worth looking at, I'll put it on the channel for sure. So you want to make sure that you stay subscribed for that and hit the notification bell. And basically wrapping it up for this. Um, and that's my review of the network security tool on Linux, basically running as a VMware VM machine. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like the video, and share the video with a friend. So I appreciate you guys watching, and you have a great day.